This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So we were going to talk about rental incomes and how rents are softening in the market.
I'd still love to talk about that.
Yeah?
I thought you said renting was going to go up.
No, there are the most expensive places in the country, and most of them are on the West Coast. Surprise, surprise.
To rent. So it's a better idea to still buy than to rent.
So right now, that's the tough thing, and it comes back down to home affordability. The tough thing is it's cheaper to rent right now than to actually buy a house. And so you and I have had this conversation, like, is buying a home a good investment? And my stance is long-term it can be, 7, 10 years or longer, but short-term it's more of a lifestyle choice. And so now when the lifestyle choice is more expensive than renting, it makes it hard. And really, like, if you looked it up right now in Sacramento, the average household salary needed to buy a house is $142,000. That's the average, not for a crazy home, a home priced around $542,000. The average salary required is around $142,000. Now, if you want to buy a house that's nicer, slightly nicer, up to $575,000, so it's only, what is that, $25,000 more, the salary needed is now over $156,000. So affordability is how many households are actually making that?
Right.
And so now are they going to cut back on their livelihood and trim the fat, not go to Starbucks, not go out to eat, not do vacations, and maybe not put their kids in the school that they really want them to go to and choose for private or public education because it's more affordable, because they want to have a lifestyle choice for the next 3 to 5 years? That just makes it hard. So I totally empathize with people who are up against that. But another thing that's made it hard, though, is, as you and I were just discussing off the air, was these changes that have come
the rules have changed.
The rules have changed
when it comes to buying and selling a home, especially for the real estate agent.
Yeah.
Correct?
Well, especially for the buyer.
And this is all related to the lawsuit, correct?
Yep. That infamous lawsuit.
And you had told me months ago, don't worry about it. The lawsuit, it's not going to affect anything. Things will just stay the same. And now we're reading all this information. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everything has changed.
So the process has changed, the substance, maybe instead of making you a sandwich and cutting it across, diagonally, I'm crossing it across the center. I'm still giving you two halves of the same sandwich, but the process has changed.
Yeah, because back in the day, or at least how it used to work, is you could call up a real estate agent and they could drive you around and you could look at a bunch of houses.
You still do that.
And all based on a handshake. And now you have to sign some kind of contract?
So I would not necessarily call it a contract. I tend to prefer to describe it as a disclosure.
Okay.
And so what this form is essentially disclosing, and it's a exclusive, unless your agent checked a certain box, and they should be telling you this, but unless they checked a certain box, it's non-exclusive. So you can sign this form with agent A, you can sign this form with agent B, you can sign this form with agent C, and all three of them can be putting you in their car and driving you around. But what they have done by you completing that form is they've disclosed up to what their fee is going to be to help you buy that house. And oftentimes, again, 97% of the time, that fee is paid for by the home seller. And if you get into a situation where the seller isn't willing to pay that fee, then you have the opportunity to renegotiate with your agent. You're not locked into that situation. It's really just a disclosure, because what the government decided nationally is that on a national level, agents were not disclosing what their fee was adequately. And so now they've put this process in place. Does that clarify it at all?
That's just interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's scary. So if you
because I would think that a lot of home buyers would be nervous, and that's what I've been reading in the articles, is they're a little apprehensive about signing something when they're just trying to do some window shopping. They're just trying to see what's out there, and they're nervous about getting into an agreement this early in the stage.
And so the agent should be disclosing, hey, I would actually have them initial the box saying, hey, this is an exclusive thing. If that's what the agent's going to do, point to me. If I was a buyer, show me where this is non-exclusive. Show me where this is, or show me where this is exclusive. And but here at the Made for More team, what we do is we do not lock people into contracts. We want to earn your business, not force you to work with us. And so if you enter an agreement and you think you complete that disclosure, for lack of a better term, and you decide we're not the best agent for you, or another agent has the house that you really want and you want to work with them instead, hey, that's fine. We didn't ultimately earn your business. So why are we going to expect compensation? And so, but there are agents out there that could lock you into that.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, so if an agent, the hard thing is for the next 18, maybe 24 months, buyers are not going to be used to this. And so, especially if they bought a home before, they're like, I didn't have to do this last time.
Right.
I didn't have to do this the last 3 times I bought a house.
And they may think you're weird or you work for a weird company because they've like, well, I'm not going to sign that with you. I'll work with another agent who's not going to make me sign this agreement.
But once they walk in, once they talk to enough agents and the agents are like, no, that's legit. Or they talk to their friends. Forget agents. They're not going to trust agents. Agents are talking. Agents are salespeople. They're in it for themselves. That's the mentality of most buyers. And so, but once they talk to 5 of their friends and their friends are like, oh yeah, I had to do that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Then that's fine.
And this is nationwide? It's just in California?
This is nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, that's my understanding. I don't know how it's actually being implemented. Things are still changing week to week to week to week. But what kills me about this whole thing is that lawyers are saying, no, you should not sign that. You should not agree to that up front. You don't even know if you're going to buy the house, if you really want to work with them, or if they're going to do a good job. I'm like, skirt, hold up. Hold up, Mr. Lawyer. Last time I worked with you, you made me pay you $5,000 up front, non-refundable, just for a retainer. And there was no guarantee if I was even going to get the outcome I wanted. So for the lawyer to tell me, hey, that's an unethical practice, I'm like, cool your jets, man. You only owe me money if you get what you want. And even then, it's a non-binding thing, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
So anyways, that's what's been changing in the real estate market. So yes, it is normal. Yes, you should be signing these when you go out and look at properties with clients. Yes, they are required, but they are not binding.
And you're saying that even if you go to an open house on your own, you don't even have an agent, even just to go into that open house, you probably have to sign something.
Some people are making so technically, like down to the letter of the law, my understanding is, as of this recording, yes, you should sign something saying, just for this house, this is what the fees are, this is how it works.
Yeah.
And honestly, at the end of the day, it protects not only you, the buyer, but it's also protecting the agent, saying, hey, I disclosed everything up front. Like, I'm not hiding anything. And also, if you're walking into an open house, it's, hey, seller, here's the people who are in your house. This is who probably stole, your silver spoons.
Right. You don't want to get into a $6 million lawsuit with Jeff Bezos.
You don't know.
Right?
No, not with anybody, So anyways, that wraps up this show. So what we covered today was we covered basically this lawsuit, and that, yes, the forms are required, but again, they are not binding. We covered that EXP agents are offering, like their clients are offering compensation to whoever brings the buyer. So there's been a lot of misinformation about that. That is fake news. If you bring a buyer to an EXP house, then and the seller is offering compensation, you will get paid. And then last but certainly not least, you do not want to get in a lawsuit with Jeff Bezos.
No.
No. So disclose.